Welcome to Bill Jensen Field in Choctaw for the Squirtle Game of the Week. Mark Rogers, Adam Dieselhorst, and crew along with you tonight for what should be an outstanding meeting. Two schools not very far apart geographically. Choctaw and Del City both been very successful over the last couple of seasons. It was a great game last year, 38-34, won by Del City at home. And so tonight, Adam, I'm expecting one of the better games not only of this opening weekend but the season.
Yeah, I think we picked a good one here, Mark, and we talked about it. We covered both these teams a handful of times over the last few years. See some familiar faces, obviously see some new faces, but before we get started, major props to Choctaw's band for them not making them wear their band uniforms with the heat. I like the short look and look like they're a little more comfortable than most normal bands would be in a pregame.
Yeah, I think so, and they did a great job on the anthem here so far tonight. For Choctaw, this is Jay Corbin's 7th year as the head coach. He's done a great job with his Jackets program, 46-23. They played in the state championship game last year, were defeated by Stillwater 26-21, but they have incredible participation throughout the program. They got a lot of guys suited up tonight. So if depth plays a factor in this game, that may be one advantage that Choctaw can expect to have.
Yeah, no doubt. We've seen that over the years, too, a handful of times when we've covered them. And kudos to Choctaw. Look at this crowd here tonight. You talked about how he's been getting the younger kids involved. You see them out for the handshake, and it's a great atmosphere. And we were here an hour and a half before the game even started. It was hard to find a parking spot. So it's so great to have football back.
At Del City, they are led by Robert Jones. He was a member of a state championship football team at Carl Albert as a player, played at Oklahoma State. He's 18-5 heading into his third season. Del City had him last year a couple of times, Adam losing by 1 point each to Coweta and McAllister in district play. That kind of set them on the wrong side of the bracket where they were defeated and eliminated last year in the second round by Carl Albert 19-0.
Yeah, we talked about that. Last year I think we were bad luck for them because and two just fantastic games that we covered that you and I both felt like they should have really won both those games, controlled both of those games, I felt like. But, a lot of times when you have great teams, it's just the little things in games that kind of result in a victory. And I think that's what you'll look for tonight. I'm not into picking the games. I don't like doing that this early in the year. But if I do have to give an edge to somebody and I'm sitting on the wrong side of the field, I'm going to mention, I think maybe Del City, just with the experience they have and some of the key pieces that they have coming back.
One of the pieces at Del City is River Warren. He was a quarterback at McGinnis last year. He has taken over as the quarterback at Del City this season and has a lot of speed to work with on the outside receiver. We saw Braylon Adama last year who can play the tailback position and move around quite a bit. So he's got a lot of weapons to work with.
Yeah, and the other kid that I really like on Del City's side of the field is defensively Aaron Carter. He was a dynamic player, I felt like, and at K-State they're getting a good one, and that kid makes every tackle.
Choctaw also have a new quarterback this year. Steele Wassel is playing with the Akron Zips, and Landon Gaston has been in the program at Cash Williams. Expected to see both time tonight at that quarterback position for Choctaw, who's got a ton of speed, featuring number 6, the junior Juju Smith, who was such a great playmaker last year.
Yeah, I really love what Coach Corbin does, too, with them offensively, how he does such a good job of stretching the field and getting all those athletes involved. They're fun to watch, go really fast on the offensive side, run a lot of that NASCAR stuff, so excited about getting to see that.
Captains are meeting for the coin toss.
All right, Mark, we normally don't do this early, but I want to. We got a uniform check, so whose uniforms do you like, since we got kind of a little bit of a pause here?
Well, as a broadcaster, I love both of the uniforms because we have great contrast with the black and gold for Choctaw, and we have numbers that even an old man like me can see for the Eagles. Red on white. Both teams get an A, but the edge goes to the home team. Choctaw really has some sweet threads.
When you can really go legitimate kind of sparkly gold with your helmet, like some people try to go gold and it's flat. Like that's like Notre Dame kind of almost in a way. Not quite that level, but I'm digging it too as well.
Another thing is we've come a long way in football fashion. If you were, going back in Blackwell days, you'd wear some uniforms and then they get handed down to the JV, and every 3 or 4 years you might get some new ones. And I think Choctaw probably has about 18 different uniform combinations that they can go with between the blue, gold, white. But it is the black tops tonight and the gold pants.
Yeah, I think this is maybe the 4th or 5th game we've covered in the last 3 years here at Choctaw, and I don't think I've seen them wear the same set of uniforms yet.
A lot of, and what blows me away is even a school like Cashion where they have a massive budget and NIL deal over there where they have 3 different helmets.
Yeah. It is a trend. I think the colleges started that. Oregon was kind of first, and then O-State here locally really took it and ran with it, and now we've seen it trickle down to the high schools, and everywhere we go, look good, feel good, play good. I think that's kind of one of the sayings. So these kids definitely all look good.
And Choctaw getting ready to come out. They've got this is. You see the eyes in the jacket.
Oh, it's impressive.
We got a hype video here and everything.
I like it. Tyler's going to get the hype video for us, too.
There's the different uniform combinations.
Well, Mark, I got to say, I feel a little extra comfortable tonight having some former high school football officials in the booth with us, so we can definitely get like actual critique as it pertains to the officiating.
That's right, and if we should know that. I'll be the first to tell you I'm not very well versed in the difference between the rules in high school and what I see on Sunday most of the time, but these guys will be able to help us tonight.
Yeah.
Kenny and Mike will be able to take care of us.
Well, I think if you remember one of the last games, and you didn't do it with us, I think it was Todd Miller and I, we called a Booker T. Washington Choctaw game, and I believe there were 56 penalties in that game.
When I read the article, it made me feel bad, not just for anybody that had to be there that night.
It was, and then, we came here, obviously everybody was hoping to see the Gentry Williams kid play, and he got thrown out like the second play of the game, which he needed to be thrown out.
Yeah.
It was the right call.
Choctaw team will play with an edge. I mean, they have got a ton of players suited up, and there's all the young guys in the helmets that got to run out on the field. That's also pretty cool. So I like the pregame presentation.
So we had our first game of the week last night, and we have AC here in Choctaw. Covington Douglas did not have air conditioning. I know that may surprise you, but they didn't. But the incredible hospitality there at Covington. It's always fun to get to cover an 8-man game. Our network loves sharing the wealth. We're getting a big school game here, and we got a game kicking off here in about 30 minutes over at Jones with Bethany and Jones. But I really think that these teams and these schools have done a good job dealing with the heat and moving the games back a little bit. And really, by 8 o'clock the other night, it didn't feel too bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't think there'd be any reason not to move the games back. All right, here we go. Corey Childs is deep to receive along with Juju Smith, and Rickland Holmes will tee it up and kick it off for Del City. Juju Smith can run. He is very fast. Guy that can make a ton of plays. Holmes boots it away. Smith fields it running backwards and will return to the left. Breaks some tackles before he's finally stopped at the 30-yard line, so a good return. And that's where Choctaw will set it up 1st and 10.
That's one of the things where you hold your breath anytime a player of his stature has the ball in his hands.
We'll mark it at the 30.
So here are the starters for Choctaw on offense.
At quarterback, number 10, Landon Gatson.
Gaston, the quarterback. We will, as mentioned earlier, see Cash Williams some tonight. And Gaston, a sophomore, getting his first start. Play will be signaled in from the sidelines. Gaston calls his own number, will keep it, and a big stop on the defensive line. Richard Castillo, the junior defensive tackle for Choctaw, is right there to limit the gain to 4 yards.
And also Aaron Carter in there early to cause a pile.
Second down and 6.
That's a real that option play is tough to defend. That when they're running a guy in motion and you've got the ability to get it to him or the handoff and the quarterback takes the run, you got to definitely be sound.
Lots of different offensive sets, and look at this set. I mean, they're spread out everywhere. It's hard to tell who's eligible and who's not eligible in this formation. Motion from Childs. Gaston drops back to pass.
Ooh, that could be
and
picked.
it is picked. And going the other way is Braylon Adama, and that is a touchdown. Pick 6 for the Del City Eagles. They draw first blood. Great read from Adama on an underthrown ball from Landon Gaston, and it's 6-0 Del City.
Well, that just shows you how much ground a dynamic athlete. You mentioned him in the pregame, Mark. I mean, that looked like it was going to go, and then just out of the blue, Adama just makes up the ground he needs to, and he was gone.
He got a great read on that, and I'm not sure that just telegraphed a little bit from Gaston.
Jaden Adama to attempt the extra point.
And we'll see if the Eagles can convert this extra point and take a 7-0 lead. Bounced back, fire, and it is incomplete. The holder got roughed up a little bit on the dribble back snap. So we'll take a break. 10:46 to go. Only a minute, 14 seconds into the game. Del City scores on a defensive touchdown. You're watching the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Choctaw 0.
Few things bring communities together like high school sports. The passion, the drama, the atmosphere, the tremendous thrill of victory, and the agonizing pain of defeat. There's nothing like it, and nobody in Oklahoma brings you all of that better than Squirtle. So sit back, hold on, and get ready for another thrilling ride, because it's time once again for the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Well, we'll do it all over again. Seems like we just did this. Del City kicking off to Choctaw. The Jackets, we'll see if they can counter. 2 plays and a turnover, and just like that, a defensive touchdown for Del City. One of the things that Robert Jones had told me at the beginning of the year is that he felt like he might have the best secondary in Oklahoma in any class. You look back there and you've got Demarion Turner, who is a collegiate prospect. LaDainian Fields, I believe, is a commit to Oklahoma State. Braylon Adama, who just made that interception in return. You've got Deshaun McAllister as a outside linebacker, and Blake Barker. That is a very, very good combination for Del City.
I couldn't agree more. And speed. That's what you see back there. That was outside of just the fact that he made a great athletic play. That was also a very great textbook play. You can tell he watched some film for this game.
Holmes kicks it off again, and this one takes a wild hop, taken by Childs, and the Eagles do a good job of pinning him up against the sidelines, but they will start with similar field position as they had on the last series.
Taken out of bounds by number 23, Blake Barker.
I think it's a situation you see when you're kind of a first-time starter and you've had the type of dynamic quarterback that Choctaw's had over the years. Gaston it's real game speed. Even practice and even scrimmages doesn't replicate the real action. And I think there you saw that on that pass play where he didn't put enough quite on it.
No doubt about that. And we'll see. Look at the splits between the center and the guard are unlike anything that I've seen.
Mike Leach would be happy.
Yeah, it's a very ninja-like formation here. Childs in the backfield next to Gaston, and he takes the handoff, and he stumbles forward for a gain of about 4. See how Del City kind of adjusts to line it up against this formation.
Yeah, and with Del City being a 3-man front, conceptually it's great. You're creating large holes and gaps because you've got a nose straight up and then 2 edge players, and what they're trying to do is just create more space in those running lanes.
Vlami Lewis is being double-teamed there, but still able to kind of hold his ground and clog up the hole. That's another gain of a couple of yards, and we'll set up a 3rd and 4 for the Jackets.
And off to number 22, Mayor Morgan.
Lewis is coming off the field and gets a little break and
3rd down and 3.
be replaced at that nose guard position by Quaylen Goodman, starting center.
On the field.
And we have our first timeout of the game. 9 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Del City with a quick defensive touchdown. We'll come back here and have the conclusion of this 3rd down and 4 on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back. Had a chance to speak with John Odell, former director of the FCA for the state of Oklahoma, and he's here looking at the brand new scoreboard that they put in at Bill Jensen Field, which is pretty good. They got some honeycomb graphics on the back of that.
What a great guy John is.
3rd and 4. Gaston fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself and breaks a couple of tackles.
Nice.
And he gets forward very close and past the first down marker. So he was able to elude 3 or 4 Eagles that had a shot at getting him and putting Choctaw in a 4th down situation.
Great second effort there by Gaston to get the first down.
Gaston, a little hitch and go route. And we're going to have a penalty there. It looked like both players were kind of jostling for the ball, and flag is thrown. I think we're going to have defensive pass interference on the Eagles.
Yeah, I think Turner got a handful of his jersey just under his chest plate.
It's pretty good coverage. Didn't get a ton of separation on the initial move. But the penalty results in a first down. However, not all pass interference penalties result in a first down in high school. It is automatic first down? That's right. Yeah. Not an automatic first down. 4 to the formation in the wide side of the field. Gaston drops back, throws another one over there, and that ball also floated. But the Eagles were not close enough to get in charge of that one or in front of that one. Player was ruled down, even though he escaped from the pile there down the field. So a gain of about 5. But I'll tell you what, there's going to have to be a little more zip on some of those passes.
Yeah. Kelly almost, if he'd have maybe looked up just a second quicker, he'd have been running the other way on that one too as well.
Aiden Mounts with the completion. 2nd down and 7.
There is a lot going on with this offense, man. Now tight splits. Pitch goes to Juju Smith. That's not Juju Smith, excuse me. That's in there, the Mayor Morgan, number 22, showing his quickness. So Choctaw has a variety of athletes that they can hand the ball to in the backfield with Mayor Morgan, L.T. Simmons, Juju Smith. We've seen all of those players at least handle the ball once tonight along with Corey Childs.
Well, and the other thing is, too, is how difficult is it to prepare for Choctaw, all the different formations and alignments and the different athletes they have that they're bringing at you all the time. Makes it really tough.
Another quick timeout. What did you think of the Cov Doug and Timberlake game last night? Covington Douglas got a team that can make some noise in Class B?
I think they do. Finally, your failed pick is going to come to fruition. So, no, I think it was a combination of two things. I think Covington this is one of those years where they've played a lot of younger kids. Coach Smith's son, the quarterback's a really good player there. And Timberlake is just down. I mean, you know, and obviously in Class C, Timberlake's been at the top every year for the last decade, it seems. And they're going to be fine. They're just playing a lot of young guys in certain spots, and it was pretty magnified the other night, and they just couldn't get things going offensively. But I was worried about that game for a while. We were like 0-0 with about 2 minutes to go before the half. I'd never been in an 8-man game, especially with two good 8-man teams, where no one could get in the end zone.
Yeah, that's surprising. Who is the in Northwest Oklahoma, OBA, Class B? Is there a Class C team that is dangerous? I know Winoka lost a lot of players from a year ago.
Winoka did. I mean, you'd have to put Covington up there in that group as it pertains to the 8-man schools. I think Pond Creek is getting better. I don't think that there's probably a state championship level team out there this year. So, one of our new Squirtle member schools, Dewar, I think they've got a pretty good opportunity to win a state championship this year. I know they've got a lot coming back.
Wide splits and wide formation.
I'm going to have a lot of Northwest Oklahoma people mad at me for saying that.
And that is good defense up front by the Del City defensive line. Childs is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. The further west you go, I think you've got to mention Laverne and Sealing.
No doubt. Those two for sure.
Class B.
If you're going west of the Enid area, for sure.
I remember in the Squirtle preview show, there were a lot of people that are pretty high on Medford this year too.
That is accurate. Yeah, Medford. They've got a younger Gonzalez, and back in the glory days of James Killian, who played for the Chiefs, his running back was Nathan Gonzalez, and he was a pretty dynamic player in 8-man.
More good play by the defensive front of Del City. That is Valami Lewis again. He plays on both sides of the football and gets into the backfield and penetrates for a loss of 2.
Just spoke about
your wife is going to be mad at you if you don't mention the Cardinals.
Well, you just mentioned Laverne. They're up 32-0 in the first quarter on Waurika. So that game it's probably going to end early.
Well, I tell you what, I hope that any team that is traveling across the state tonight is got a bus that has some air conditioning in it, other than the old Maroons bus, which the air conditioning was pull the windows down. So it's going to be a long ride. Ooh. Pass was thrown over the middle again. It was Valami Lewis with pressure. He has been unblockable so far. And it brings up a 4th down and 12 for Choctaw at a spot here in the field where you probably think about going for it. Not a whole lot of advantage maybe gained by punting, but
it seems like Gaston's he's a little indecisive throwing the ball. And, man, like you talked about earlier, that back end for Del City, you better be sure where you're throwing it. And he's looked a little timid here early.
I think really everywhere on that defense is pretty good. They may be best in the back end, but Lewis so far, he's really made some plays up front. And you talked about Carter at linebacker. Is about as good as anyone in the state at that position. And we have offsides, quick start here on the outside for one of the Choctaw.
Looks like Smith went early.
Yep. It'll cost him 5 more.
Penalty moves the ball back to the 37-yard line. Repeat 4th down.
You think about punting here?
If you got a good punter, I would try to, play field position.
I think the field position game is not a bad move. You've already had a little bit of momentum go. To me, if you don't get this, which the probabilities are say no, could be even more momentum for Del City.
Oh, goodness.
Goodman gets back there, and that is a jailbreak. And there again is more momentum going the way of the Eagles.
That was a great stunt there up front by Del City. They ran a little twist with the middle linebacker. We talked about Aaron Carter already, and like you said, Mark, they're good in all spots.
Well, they'll take over here on the 46. It'll be the first play of the game for the Del City offense, already staked to a 6-0 lead. Choctaw is a little younger than I anticipated. They've replaced a lot of players. They've got 3 underclassmen starting on the left side of their offensive line, and that could be a big factor in tonight's game. Offset I formation for Warren. He pitches the ball, and that is Fields breaking tackles.
Dang.
Pitch out goes to number 1, Rodney Fields.
Nice run by Rodney Fields.
Fields not a very big in stature, but he sure packs a punch. Man, he took on 2 big hits.
Rodney Fields and his brother, LaDanian Fields, transferred from Southeast to Del City.
Injury timeout on the field.
And we have a Choctaw player down at the 38-yard line. And we'll take a break right here for our sponsors. 6:36 to go in the first. It's Del City on top of Choctaw 6-0.
Imagine a school with more than 26,000 enrollments per year. cultivating opportunities for students to develop new skills and gain industry-recognized certification. Now imagine a corporate training center that partners with more than 500 local businesses each year, providing a productive and prepared workforce for employers in Oklahoma through customized training. Now, imagine a community resource who believes our business thrives when our community thrives. We aren't just the local VOTEC, we are Autry Technology Center.
Welcome back. The injured Choctaw player was able to walk off the field on his own power, so that's good news. Had some breaks here to give a chance for the players to hydrate, and for, what is it now, at 7:50 p.m., the setting here, the field that is in the valley, I think really kind of blocks some of the heat from the sun, which went behind the press box earlier this evening, around 6:30. There's Rickland Holmes, catches the football. Pass from River Warren is pushed out of bounds right near the first down marker. It'll be 3rd down and 1 to go.
Boy, that was a big hit there by Cash Williams.
Cash Williams is one of the top baseball players in the state. Was injured last year playing football, but a potential early round major league draftee.
Got some sweet gloves on, too.
Warren hands it to Fields. Quick burst. Moves it to the 41-yard line for a 1st down.
Great job blocking up front by the line.
First down and 10 for the Eagles.
That starting line for Del City across the front, Villami Lewis. We've talked about on defense so far tonight. Fred Casby, Quaylen Goodman, Dariel Thomas, and Chauncey Jones. 2 juniors and 3 seniors. That ball's batted up in the air, and it's picked off, and he's gone. What a play by Choctaw's Easton Teal. Goes all the way, and we've had a couple of pick sixes to even things up.
Wow, what a momentum shifter there.
Very alert play by Teal. We were thinking about somebody's going to get their hands or a chance to potentially grab this football, and Teal ran underneath it in stride and goes the distance.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. A lot of times you see balls get tipped in the line of scrimmage, and the second line of guys, and in this case, he's a frontline player. They don't really have their head up in the air on the tip. So a lot of times that requires communication from whoever tipped it, and great play there by Choctaw.
Teal came over to the sideline to celebrate a little bit, and he's going right back out there for the extra point team. Well, it really looked like, man, Del City was able to move the ball on the ground, pick up a couple of 1st downs, had things their way, and quickly we're now tied. Extra point is no good. So it's blocked. We are now tied at 6. We'll take a quick break, come back. Del City on the receiving end of the kickoff, all even at 6.
So, not real big on paying bank fees? Well, that's okay. It means you're smart with your money and you know how to get a good deal. You're a credit union kind of person, and Communication Federal is your kind of credit union. In fact, Pay Me Checking puts real money right into your account every time you use your Visa debit card, online or in stores. Pay Me Checking, the free account that pays you, only from Communication Federal Credit Union.
Electricity, that's what we've been about since 1936. Since then, Cimarron's mission of bringing electricity to its members has been nothing short of successful. But over the years, it's become more than that. It's about powering our neighbors' heating in the winter, keeping the lights on at the ball field, and keeping your phones charged to capture those special moments. We are proud to be part of your community. Thank you for being part of Cimarron for all of these years.
Getting set to kick off for the Yellow Jackets, number 42, Terry Jennings. And back deep to receive for Del City. Number 1, Ronnie Fields, and number 9, LaDamian Fields.
Welcome back. 6:11 to go. Choctaw will kick it off to Del City. It's a pop-up kick, and the Jackets are going to get it. Great execution to angle that up in the air, and there was some confusion of Del City who was going to receive that, and we've had another big play, and this one in the special teams. So Choctaw gets it back after the interception. And really both defenses have been, I think, very good in this game so far. The Choctaw offensive line having a hard time with that Del City defensive front. But they get the ball back, first down and 10 from the Eagles' 34 after getting the equalizer on the pick six by Easton Teal. We'll have some scores from some of the other games going on tonight. Pretty big slate across Oklahoma for what is considered to be week 0. Probably time to call it week 1. Now 11-week regular season.
Trying to help the school, sorry.
Little reverse. It's Juju Smith. He's in the clear. He's a dangerous player. And Juju Smith runs it to the 9-yard line. First and goal for Choctaw.
McAllister making the stop for the Eagles. But a gain up to the 15-yard line. First down, 10.
So the Jackets, one play, and they ruled him out of bounds, or ruled him down at the 15-yard line, not the 10. So it will be first and 10 from the 15. Gaston rolls to his right. He's going to run with it. He's got blockers out in front. And pushed out of bounds at the 7-yard line is a gain of 8.
Chased out of bounds near the 5-yard line by number 23, Blake Barker. And they'll mark him at the 8-yard line. It'll be second down and 4.
For the 5 for the first down. And there's more of Del City's swarming defensive front. Comes up and makes the stop right at the line of scrimmage.
Sorry about that. Marco's doing trying to help some of our schools out.
How many schools now for Squirtle?
You put me on the spot.
Are you over 100?
No, we aren't. We're close to 75.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
It has grown a bunch, for sure.
Third down and 3. Gaston rolls out, throws the ball too high. Good coverage across the board for the Eagles. That was Braylon Adama in the area where Vidal Ortiz had the ball sail over his head a little bit. Field goal or fourth down conversion attempt here?
Well, and I think that's one of those scenarios where last year in some of these close games we saw teams that could kick the field goal. It made a big difference, and looks like Choctaw early on is not going to decide to do that, or they may not have somebody they feel confident can kick.
Well, and the extra point was blocked, and so may feel confident trying to pick up the 3-4 yards here. Gaston is going to pitch it. He pitches it to Childs. Childs has the first down and heads towards the pylon. He's dragged down to the 3-yard line.
First down, Jackets.
Jackets decided to go wide, and it was a good decision. Sets up a first and goal.
They'll mark him at the 3-yard line. First down and goal.
Man, the momentum has just completely shifted here with the big play by Choctaw, and then obviously getting the onside kick.
The field is spread formationally. Motion from Childs, and Gaston takes a big knock. Helmets are flying everywhere. Got pushed back. He gains 2. And there's your guy, Aaron Carter, with a big knock.
He stepped right into that hold.
At the 3.
I don't know that the middle of that defense is the best place to try to operate against.
Well, like you said, Mark, that time before on the 4th and 3, they were able to get the edge and see maybe something like that here again.
Handoff. Childs stopped. Just thrown down like a rag doll. Quaylen Goodman is one of the players in the stop. 75 for Del City also.
And that was Castillo there, and he's actually kind of banged up here.
That would be a big loss for them. Richard Castillo, the junior. He's up and now jogging off the field. So looks like whatever is wrong with him is going to be a little bit better. Here's some of the other scores that are going on around tonight. Tuttle already on top of Cache 22-0 in the second quarter. So far, it must be a great night in Blackwell at Wheeler Houston Field. The Maroons have scored, and they're tied with Cleveland, 6-6. Cleveland is a new entry on the Maroons schedule this year. Blackwell had played the Patriots homeschool team. Newcastle on top of Weatherford, 7-0. It's a really good non-district game. Last year it was Cleveland that played Newcastle, and so the Racers were able to pick up the Eagles in a Week 1 contest. Here's a stunner in the first quarter from Hunter Dwelly Field in Jinx. Edmond Santa Fe 13, Jinx 0.
Whew.
Moore on top of Edmond Memorial 7-0. Muskogee on top of Enid 7-0. The Ruffers are my pick to win the Class 6A Division II this year.
And what's that quarterback's name there?
Bird Ficklin, Jamarian Ficklin.
What a great name.
He's an exciting player that has started since day one of his freshman year. Third down. Big plays coming up.
Resuming play. Third down and goal for the Jackets at the 3.
Gaston is in the backfield with Childs. Very different look. Tight formation. Gaston with the fake. He's got a receiver in the flat, and it is overthrown. He had 2 receivers, and he threw to the deep receiver. And that brings up another 4th down. This is the third 4th down already for the Choctaw offense.
Here comes the field goal team, I think.
Yeah, the ball's set right in the middle of the field. And on to attempt the field goal for Choctaw will be Terry Jennings. He'll kick it from the left hash mark. And it will be a 20-yard attempt.
No, the flags are down.
Defense for Del City has moved. That's going to move the ball from the 4 to the 2-yard line.
Offsides against Del City.
Let's see if they maybe think things over here and decide a little differently.
He still wants to take the points here. The ghost of Corey Rogers has entered our live stream.
High snap, kick is good. Great job by the kicker, Jennings, to give the Jackets a 9-6 lead.
I think that's the right thing to do. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do there for Choctaw to take the points for sure. With the way Del City is, stopping the run and that last pass play there by Gaston, I think it's the right thing to do to get points.
Well, last year we had a lot of points in this game, and I think both of these defenses, to me, have improved some. I don't think we'll quite see 72 points in this game tonight. I'd be surprised. We might, but I agree with you. I think a lot of times the field goal is the right decision.
Well, and like you and I've talked about before, and some of these closer games, we've seen field goals be a big difference in them. And that could be a big weapon you can have, especially in these. A lot of times in the smaller classes, you just don't see teams that can kick field goals, and it can be the difference in a win or a loss a lot of times in these bigger school games.
So Jennings is set to kick it away. And remember, the last time Choctaw kicked it off, Jennings executed perfectly a short kick. And there's a lot of space in the middle of that field. Jennings sends it right back a little deeper this time than where he was, and moving the pile out of bounds around the 28-yard line. And that's where Del City will set up 1st and 10. Our officials in the booth, it looked like one of the players in the formation signaled for a fair catch that wasn't going to catch the ball. So what is the ruling there? It's dead. Anyone signals for a fair catch, then it's dead. How about that? What if you were back there and I signaled for a fair catch and you took one to the house? I mean, that would not be good, right? I mean, you got to make sure that.
I would definitely not ask you to drag Maine with me at night. After the game.
We would not be going to the Sonic.
We would not make the loop.
All right, River Warren back at quarterback for the Eagles. Rodney Fields is the tailback. And there's speed everywhere on this offense. Fields breaks some tackles. Gains 5.
Tripped up by number 9.
I'm sure Del City would like to. They've got a lot of weaponry. They'd like to get all those guys involved in the game so far. But this running attack looks like it could be pretty tough to stop. 4 or 5 yards a pop.
Yeah. And I think, too, if you're Del City, after how much the momentum changed over those last 2 possessions, you got to be happy with only giving up a field goal and getting the ball back here to kind of stop the momentum.
Warren does a good job of taking the snap, throws across the middle, and the pass is caught. The helmet flops off. Pass received by number 2 for the Eagles.
Pass complete to number 2,
Demarion Turner, part of that talented secondary that alternates at receiver, the junior. Held on to a ball that was kind of thrown right into the fire of the Wolves' den there over the middle of the field. First down at 10, Del City from the 45. Warren hands to Fields. Fields being pursued by a bunch of defensive Yellow Jackets. Holding is going to be called as well. Choctaw was all over that play.
Penalty markers are down near the play. Nolan Bussell and number 12, Braden McConnell, teaming up to make the stop for the Jackets.
Hold occurred at the 41.
Preliminary indication is against the Eagles.
– 10-yard mark off from the line of scrimmage. And it will be first down and 20. For Choctaw on the defensive side of the ball tonight, Caleb Esteta, Marcus McGrew, and Nolan Bussell are the front 3. Marcus McGrew played incredibly well during the playoffs last year. There's Fields. Breaks some tackles. More tackles. He's loose at the 50-40 and out of bounds at the 38-yard line. He made something happen there out of really not much as he popped loose and out to the boundary on the left side for a big gain.
Well, he's not a long sprinter, but, man, he makes up a ton of ground when he gets out there in the open.
First down and 10 for the Del City Eagles.
Not only will Fields help on the gridiron, he will be a big help for the Eagles basketball team too. Outstanding two-way player, 2 sports star. Fields gets the handoff again, popped up in the air. And a late flag comes in right in the middle of the field.
Number 6, Aaron Carter, the ball carrier. Penalty marker is down.
that was Carter into the game at the running back spot. He is a big player. Williams with a hit. It's a late hold. And that will move it back. It'll be the second time in a row that the Eagles will have faced a first and long.
First down and long for the Eagles.
Carter stays in the game at the running back spot. 2 wide receivers and 2 in the slot to the wide side of the field. Warren hands it to Carter. Carter has room, and he is pushed back. That's a big hit in the Choctaw secondary.
Tackle made by number 18, Tay Bullock.
Tay Bullock, senior, at one of the 5 spots in the secondary. There's still a Choctaw defensive formation.
Second down and long.
Warren looks to his left. He's flushed out of the pocket. Makes a man miss and is going to get a couple. Showed some elusiveness back there and getting away from Easton Teal.
Chased out of bounds near the 40-yard line by number 77, Marquise McGrew.
27-yard line is where the Eagles will have to go for the first down.
Third down and 13.
To be obviously another big stop for Choctaw if they could keep Del City from converting. You got to think probably 2 plays here.
Bunch formation. And we have had movement. It is a legal procedure, which pushes the Eagles back to a 3rd and 18 situation.
False start against Del City. Third down and 18 at the 45.
Warren, back to pass, being pressured. Escapes to his right.
Good ball.
Throws, and the pass is caught just short of the first down, and it looks like we're going to have a roughing the passer penalty, which will give the Eagles a first down.
What a pass. Great job of eluding the rush, setting your feet, and throwing a great ball down the field.
By the time that he had rolled out and then made a couple of guys miss, there was enough time. It's hard to cover for that long in the secondary, and he had a couple of options over there on the right side of the field. Third and 18. Big conversion on the pass from Warren, and then the subsequent personal foul, roughing the passer penalty. And the Eagles are deep inside the Yellow Jackets territory at the 16-yard line, 14-yard line.
First down and 10 for the Eagles.
Fields is back in the ball game. It's a tailback. Warren hands it off to him. Fields gains a couple.
Rodney Fields on the carry.
That front line again of Pesteda, McGrew, Russell that are making it difficult for Del City to gain some yardage up front.
Costa's another player that we've seen in there a lot.
They'll mark him down at the 12.
So, Mark, the school that I've been helping with some tech support, and I think it's going to pay off for us down the road, is Alyssa Antwine at Fairview. So, you know, I got to keep her happy, right?
That's right. Can't wait to have some of the world's best cookie bars all time. Direct snap.
Nice.
Goes to Turner, and Turner is slammed down to the ground by Easton Teal.
Easton Teal making the stop for the Jacket defense.
A little tricky play there. Kind of got him off guard. Third down and 5.
So marking down 7-yard line.
That will bring us to the end of the first quarter. It's been a good one. Couple of pick sixes for touchdowns and a field goal. Has it 9-6 in favor of the home team, Choctaw. You're watching the Squirtle Game of the Week. Stay tuned.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
You give a shout out to Keegan Renault for letting us
Yes.
know we were having some
Yes.
minor audio issues earlier. So
You know I'm a clean liver, so I'm not going to get caught on an open mic during the breaks. Hope you guys believe that. And then you also received a text from from Alyssa, Mrs. Antwine, with the cookie bars.
Yep.
And I just drooled on your phone. Another Wildcat play for Del City comes up short, but not by much. They'll have to get 2 yards to gain a first down and 5 for the touchdown.
I think if you combo the place we had today for supper, which we need to give a shout out to them, the name of that place was, remind me, Tez Wings?
Tez Wings.
Phenomenal.
I got a story to tell you here in a minute.
Okay. You pair that with Alyssa Antwine's cookies?
Yeah. I'm going to need to – I don't think – I'm seeing my cardiologist on Monday. I'm not comfortable with running around the stadium or anything to burn off all that food. Warren hands it to Fields. Fields directly. He's got the first down, and he has got the touchdown. He's into the end zone, and Del City takes the lead 12-9 on a 5-yard run by Rodney Fields.
Big answer for Del City. These conversions are going to be big in this game.
Well, and the extra point here, make it a 4-point game. The snap was the problem. It wasn't the kick for the Eagles. Much better snap. And kick is good.
It's good.
13-9, Del City on top of Choctaw. So today, I had what I would describe as a 5-star lunch and a 5-star dinner. Butcher's Barbecue for lunch.
Oof.
Followed by Tez Wings for dinner. First time that I had ever been to Tez Wings, which is great. No sauce on the wings. What was your verdict there?
So I was leery of it at first, but the dipping sauce that you gave me into the meal, I mean,
it was solid.
It was really good. I mean, I'm a ranch guy, so of course I didn't get the traditional wings. I blew it. I'm just going to call that out right now.
You said that they were better than Chick-fil-A, the boneless wings.
They 100% were better than Chick. I said it. I'm probably going to get. I know my nieces and nephews are going to be mad at me, but
so in between my lunch and in between my dinner, I had a meeting this afternoon with some people that we know that are mutual friends of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people in the meeting told me that he earlier this year went on a 21-day fast and had nothing but water. I still don't know if that could be true. I don't know if you could go 21 days without eating.
I couldn't go a day without it.
He said the 4-day mark was the toughest part.
Okay.
Once you get to 4 days, I guess your stomach doesn't think it's ever going to eat again. If you're dumb enough not to feed it for 4 days, it just stops. I don't know, but mad props to someone that can have that kind of discipline.
Well, and you and I talked about it. I was trying to brag about some of my friends that do things for Lent, but nothing to that extreme.
Man, I hope that you will never take away one of the great joys of my life, which is eating. So, but yeah, I would highly recommend either of those two places. Rickland Holmes kicks it off. This one's heading towards the out of bounds, but is able to stay in. Looked like one of my drives, yelling at it to get back in the fairway and not trickle out of bounds. Here's some other scores going on around the state. Newcastle is on top of Weatherford now 10-0. Tuttle extended their lead 31-0 over Cache. Edmond Santa Fe is tied up Jinx now 13-13 in the second quarter. Moore 17, Edmond 7. Muskogee 14, Enid 7. Some of the 6A Division II scores. Guthrie on top of Ponca City 13-0. Bishop McGuinness trails Putnam City 7-0. And one of the state's oldest rivalries, it is Sand Springs 7, Sapulpa 0. Teams have been playing for over 100 years.
First down and 10, Choctaw.
Gadsden remains at quarterback. And handoff goes to the man in motion, and he is stopped by the Del City defensive front. Mounts for Choctaw, handling the football. Lost 4.
Brought down number 6, Aaron Carter. A gain to loss on the play back to the 15-yard line.
5A scores, it's Piedmont 7, Noble 0. El Reno on top of Chickasha 24-3. Carl Albert 14, Coweta 7. Coweta reloading after losing a big group of seniors last year. Gaston throws it over the middle of the field, over the head of the intended receiver. Now 3rd down and 4. Or, excuse me, 3rd and 14. McAllister on top of Broken Bow 7-0. Elk City on top of Altus 8-0. Check some of the smaller schools here coming up in a few minutes.
From the 15.
Gaston hits Juju Smith, and he cannot make anyone miss. It's no gain on the play. Aaron Carter at linebacker is there to make the stop before Smith could get loose, and you got to be very careful with him because he doesn't need much room to make things happen.
4th down for the Yellow Jackets.
This is the first punt that we've had in the game, even though it has been largely dominated by defense. And we'll have illegal motion or perhaps delay of game for Choctaw. That's a situation there that kind of is confusing to me. You're not fooling anybody by lining up in an offensive formation on 4th and 13 from your own 15-yard line. So you might as well just go back there and get on with the business of kicking it away. It is a tough night for our friends in Cashin.
Oh.
Rejoice Christian leads Cashin 41-0 in the second quarter.
That's a combination of two things. Cashin is down after about a 2-decade run of a lot of success, and Rejoice Christian is going to be a contender. Ooh, wow.
Adama was able to get rid of and break some tackles. The ball is loose after that, and we'll see what happened. We have a player down at the 18-yard line.
Del City keeps possession on the return. They'll mark it at the 48-yard line.
Hard to say. Horse collar on that tackle? Is that?
Injury timeout.
Adama was hit up around the head. He's able to get away from that tackle, work his way back towards the visitor sidelines, and then the ball popped out. So it was excellent coverage by the Choctaw punt team. And they'll mark off a hold against the Eagles. Here's some other scores going on in the smaller schools. Hinton and Merritt in the second quarter, 20-19. That's a lot of offense in that game. Dibble and Minko, pretty good game in Class A, tied 8-8 in Minko. The Fairview Yellow Jackets not having much difficulty tonight with the Hobart Bearcats, 35-0 in the second quarter. Fairview going to be the team to beat again, I think, in Class A after an incredible season a year ago. Cassidy leads Community Christian 7-0. That's still in the first quarter. Game not too far from us. Luther and Prague, 6-0 in favor of the Red Devils. Purcell leads Alva 13-0 in the second quarter. Lindsay and Pauls Valley, another rivalry that's been going on for a long time, being played at Thompson Field in Pauls Valley. It's Lindsay on top of the Panthers 8-7 early on. I know Pauls Valley expecting to have a pretty good season this year. Good team.
First down and 10 for the Eagles from the 38.
Del City takes over. It's Warren with Fields to his left. The Eagles have had some success on the ground. Big pass on third down and long by River Warren to keep the last possession alive resulted in a touchdown for Del City. Warren was able to draw the Yellow Jackets offside with a hard count. He'll pick up 5 yards and make it first down and 5.
Offsides penalty moves the ball to the 43-yard line.
Good game going on in Washington at Reed Field. Washington 7, Vian 0. Warriors will be very difficult to deal with in Class 2A.
Most
of the starters returning on that from that Washington team that won state a year ago and beat Millwood in a great game. Ooh, Warren has, for a few times this evening, had some difficulty with a snap that's been a little wide. And the Eagles lose back the 5 that they gained on the offsides infraction and are fortunate to hang on to the football.
Loss back to the 37-yard line. Second down and long.
Typically early in the season, the offensive side of the ball, with just not getting the number of reps, both teams have showed a little bit of inconsistency on the offensive side.
Another high snap, and Fields is in the clear. Fields breaks 2 tackles and runs through 2 men, and he is gone. What a run by Rodney Fields. Split 2 defenders with that amazing speed, and he goes 62 yards for the touchdown.
Well, they caught Choctaw bringing a bunch of guys that time, and they just ran up the field past the ball carrier. And obviously, as we've seen tonight, if Fields gets any space, he is making it up quick to the end zone.
What impressed me the most about that run was the angles that he beat with just turning the jets on around the 35-yard line. A couple of guys had a shot at him, and he left them in the dust. Snap is good. Kick is good. We have a penalty on the field. We'll see. Maybe have to do this one again.
Extra point attempt is good. Penalty marker down. 8:31 left to go in the first half. Score now, Del City 20, Choctaw 9.
I want to say hi to everybody that's watching us on the Sports Animal platform. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you several high school games this year. Call is against the defense.
Personal foul penalty against the Yellow Jackets.
Let's see if we probably assess this on the kickoff. So the extra point is good. That makes it 20-9. Second touchdown of the night for Fields.
Penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
The first was from 5 yards, and the second was from 62. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll have the kickoff with the Eagles leading the Yellow Jackets 20-9.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Welcome back. Del City kicking off from Choctaw's side of the field. That's not something that you see very often. This is 15-yard penalty. We'll see what Rickland Holmes decides to do. He's just going to blast that one through the end zone, and Choctaw will set up with it first and 10 from the 20. Got to consider Choctaw as one of the teams in Class 6A Division II that will have a shot at playing for the state championship. There were some off-season changes. Tucker Bernard leaving Stillwater, the defending champs, to be the head coach at Shiloh Christian, Northwest Arkansas.
First down and 10 for the Jackets from the 20.
Travis Hill has done a great job in bringing the Muskogee Rougher program back to prominence. And Deer Creek, who battled this Choctaw team a year ago in district play, will be a force to contend with again. Another squad that's capable of making a run for the 6A Division II championship. We got a new quarterback in the game. Cash Williams is in for Choctaw.
Correction number 6, Juju. Tackle made to number 40, Rickland Holmes. 8-yard gain to the 28-yard line, second down and 2.
So it was Gaston that started the game for Choctaw. Williams now comes in. He threw for, I think, 5 touchdowns last year in a win over Westmore with Steele Wassel out of the game. And there goes Williams.
That's
Williams
a hold.
Is gone, but there is a flag on the 40-yard line. We got an unbelievable light show going on here. This one is coming back, but
they got a hold. It looked like to me, yeah.
Quaylen Goodman is standing right next to the official at the 40-yard line. It's like maybe he was the guy that had been held. Goodman and Valami Lewis are alternating at that nose guard position, and they've been tough to block. Yeah, we have come a long way in terms of celebrations and theatrics with the lights going off here.
Yeah, a lot of these new LED lights, I know that when we were at Covington last night, they've got them very similar, maybe not quite the level of these. And then Fairview's got these new lights too as well that flash and turn on and off. And
I'm not sure it's as bright now as it was before that run.
No.
All right, we have an injured player, perhaps maybe a water break here. We will take a break with them. 20-9, Choctaw in possession. We'll return with more here on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Correction number 12.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Welcome back. Long run erased by a holding penalty. And it's second down and just 2 to go. Reverse motion. Williams goes opposite, and he is dragged down. This Dell City defensive front is so fast tonight. Aaron Carter up from his linebacker spot to make it 3rd down and 5.
A loss on the play. Back to the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd down for the Jackets.
Enid's hanging with Muskogee, 21-14. Edmond North over Deer Creek, 7-0. Moore over Memorial, that's Edmond Memorial, 17-14.
4 receivers to the wide side of the field. Williams rolls to his left. Still waiting. Throws it underneath, and we'll have a penalty flag. Williams tried to hold on to the last minute and hit a crossing route for Nate Keffler. And Kiefer was unable to catch the pass, and we have a hold against Choctaw.
Santa Fe still leads Jinx, Mark, the game you mentioned earlier on. It's 13-10 now. Jinx has closed the gap on that one. Look at this score. Putnam City 14, Bishop McGinnis nothing.
I'll tell you, McGinnis lost a lot, not only as far as graduating seniors, but a couple of transfers. One to Carl Albert, and of course we're seeing River Warren here play tonight. So it's been amazing the consistency that McGinnis program has had, and they've moved up next year. They'll move up to 6A Division II, but I think this could be perhaps maybe the toughest that they've had it as for a season in quite some time. 4th and 6. Choctaw lining up in an offensive formation. And they were able to draw Del City off sides, and this should give them a 1st down.
It may be just short because it's on the other side of the line. Well, they're going to, yep, you're right.
Offsides against Del City. 1st down, Jackets.
Well, we had asked why you line up in a offensive formation when you're trying to punt, and that's why. You get a penalty that gives you a 1st down.
And that was a big-time mistake up there for Del City.
As much as it seems that Del City has been in control of this game, Choctaw is just kind of hanging around. Williams is going to keep it. He's up the middle, and he's loose. He's at the 40. He's at the 42. He's dragged down finally after a solid gain. Very good execution on the fake. to Juju Smith in motion, and Williams keeps it for his own first down.
First down and 10 for Choctaw at the 44-yard line.
Motion from Smith. Williams straight back.
Goodness.
Throws it up in the air. He's hit, and it's going to be picked off. Big hit on the quarterback, and Del City has its second interception of the game.
Because Lewis was in there for the hit on the quarterback.
Delamy Lewis and Quaylen Goodman have been just causing all kinds of issues.
Interception made by number 44 of Del City. Making the stop for the Jackets, number 20, Nathan Kiefer.
Joshua Green was the Del City Eagle that intercepted the pass. And this is getting to be a little bit of a dangerous time here for Choctaw.
We have called Lewis's name a bunch tonight. He has been extremely disruptive up front for the Eagles.
And that rotation with Quaylen Goodman, those guys both start on the offensive line. And so for big guys as hot as it is tonight, they're so far holding up in the heat. Motion from Ricklin Holmes from right to left, and River Warren will call a timeout. We'll take it with him. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first half. It is Del City on top of Choctaw, 20-9.
Looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
First down and 10 for the Eagles. Coming out of the timeout.
Welcome back. Del City has it at the 34-yard line. Pistol formation with Warren. Fields behind him. Why not give it to Rodney Fields? Del City's offensive line has done a nice job tonight, but the Jackets get the better of that play. Stop in behind the line of scrimmage, and more flags fly after the play. Some extracurricular activity. They'll sort it out. I think it's going to go on the defense. Could be
personal foul against the Jackets.
They'll move it from the 34 to the 19.
Penalty moves the ball up to the 21-yard line.
34 to the 21, or is it a 36? Is that a 13-yard penalty?
That's correct.
It could be.
It's good math. It's that Blackwell education.
I don't even know what to say.
I'm going to guess that my education was similar in Fairview.
No, I'm not sure. There's Fields just breaking tackles. I have to give credit to my radio partner, Kel Gundy, for this line. He said, I was pretty good at math until they start putting letters in there, and then change everything. Numbers are all right.
That is so
put
true.
the numbers with letters and then the Greek letters, and then you're really kind of scratching your head. At least I was.
Great. Are we going to get Kale on a game this year, you think?
Well, he told me that this is his last Lake weekend, so
okay,
it's possible.
He's a cold weather guy then.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would be great at this.
Tell you what, a lot of people have not seen Rodney Fields run with the football playing at Southeast, but he's making a big difference for this Del City offense. Looks like we're going to have a penalty delay of game, perhaps motion against the offense.
Indication against Del City.
But there are other players that can certainly carry the football for the Eagles. Aaron Carter was in the backfield in that play. They also have used Demarion Turner out of the Wildcat. But Fields is run with reckless abandon tonight.
He has been very impressive. His, like you talked about, his strength, his speed, great vision. Ooh.
There goes Carter. And good defense from Choctaw as they're able to push him back for a loss of a couple. 3rd down and 7 to go from the 19-yard line.
How's our game over at Jones going?
3rd down and 7.
Well, I will be happy to tell you how that game is going here momentarily. There's a pass from Warren. It's caught. It's going to be a 1st down inside the 5-yard line. He really threaded the needle.
Number 13, Braylon Walker.
Walker on the receiving end of it. 1st down and goal to go. Del City trying to extend their lead.
Clock guy is not starting the clock and should be.
Here we go. We're winding it now. 12-0 Jones over Bethany. Remember, in the first game that we did last year, we had a very interesting change of events that went on in Hominy where the clock was being stopped upon every tackle, and then we ended up having a running clock in the 4th quarter. So I believe that I was going to get home at 2 in the morning and was actually at home about 10:15 of that game last year.
Penalty marker down near the 5.
It was an interesting situation because the white hat kept blowing the whistle and roll in his arm, but it did not take hold in the press box with the clock operator.
That was also
for a while.
That was also where I had to reach out for a deeper insurance policy for Squirtle because remember trying to get up and down that into that press box.
Old school press box in Hominy with the ladder and no handles.
It was like a fireman's ladder.
Yeah.
They're up big tonight, I saw on the ticker earlier on. Playing Kellyville. I believe they were up like 34-0 maybe.
Here's a big score in a traditional rivalry. Highway 81, El Reno in Chickasha tonight, 46-3.
Ooh,
Fields.
good run.
Look at this. Look at this. Rodney Fields has scored his 3rd touchdown of the night from 14 yards away.
I'm telling you, that guy can play. He's got a different speed and strength to him.
Third touchdown of the night for Rodney Fields. And they've been impressive in their own different ways. And Del City has taken control of this game, 26-9. Another bouncing snap, and the holder is knocked down. That's a good tackle in the open field by one of the Jackets there and prevents Del City from adding on the extra point. 4:59 to go in the first half. The Eagles behind Rodney Fields have taken charge, 26-9 here in the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging work seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorse Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorse get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Is your spouse's snoring becoming an issue? Have you been told that you need a sleep study but refuse to go into a sleep lab? Then NextGen Sleep is here to help with our innovative solution for the evaluation, testing, and treatment of sleep apnea. NextGen is proud to offer this FDA-approved, convenient, and affordable solution that can be done all from the comfort of your own home. Call today to get started. 405-308-3324 or email us at information@nextgensleep.com.
Welcome back, Del City, to kick it off again, this time from the 40. LT Simmons, Westmore transfer, is back to receive for the Jackets. Simmons takes it at the 8-yard line. Crosses the 20, waiting for blockers to develop up front.
Goodness.
And he took a lick from number 12 of Del City. Put his hat in there. Ja'Shawn McAllister, one of the starters in the linebacking core.
Tackle made, number 12, Ja'Shawn McAllister. Penalty marker down near the 18-yard line. Preliminary indication against the Jackets.
I don't know if you spoke it into the universe by talking about all the penalties in the game that you called here a few years ago, which really I think may be the most penalized game in Oklahoma history. Between there was way over 200 yards of penalties in that game, but we were headed for this one.
We're
headed there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was a bad omen for me to. I should not have mentioned that. I should have just kept talking about the chicken wings at Tez Wings. Tez Wings. Did I say that right?
Tez.
I'll get it right.
Tez Wings. Yeah, we're on pace for a late finish.
Well, we were bragging about our game being at 7:30 kick.
We'll have we can have a scoreboard wrap-up show during the broadcast here if things continue at this pace. But Choctaw has been pushed back to where they will start at the 9-yard line. I think the offense seemed to pick up a little bit with Cash Williams in at the quarterback spot. He had a touchdown run called back and then got hit as he threw, and a ball popped up in the air. So there's Williams again.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company.
Williams gets to the 15-yard line. There will be no yawning.
Being brought down by number 40, Rickland Holmes.
Second down and 5 to go.
That was a gasp.
Was a gasp?
Yeah, because of Caden's producing operations over here. He's getting happy trigger finger on the commercials.
Williams rolls to his right, directing traffic. He's going to keep it and runs out of bounds.
That's
Gets
going to be
drilled at the 23-yard line and pick up 15 more. Rickland Holmes just decided to unload on Cash Williams as he was clearly out of bounds.
Looks like Rickland Holmes will be exiting the game. No, he won't.
Just a sophomore. Dad played at Oklahoma State, was coach last year at Tyler, Texas.
Is that where Rashawn is now?
That's correct. Rashawn Woods took that job in the offseason.
Timeout, Del City. That's their final timeout of the half.
Looks like we got another water break. We'll take a break with them here. Let you hear from some of our sponsors. 4:11 to go in the first half. 26-9 Del City on top of Choctaw.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and range land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time.
1st and 10 Choctaw. They will need some points here and to try to gain some momentum. They flip it to Juju Smith on the reverse. And that is well defended by Del City. Demarion Turner, one of the linebackers, stops that before it can go any further. 2nd down and 7 from the 43.
And Rickland Holmes is in there, too. He obviously, after that last penalty, he knew he needed to make up for some plays here. It was a good play by him, avoiding the blocker.
Clock running under 4 minutes, 3:41 to go. 2nd down and 7 for the Jackets. Motion from Childs. Childs breaks through the initial defense. Flag coming in where it looks like potential hold on Choctaw. Would it be a 1st down for Childs into Del City territory, but I believe this one's coming back.
I should have kept a clicker with me, so we keep track of all these penalties.
Yeah, the penalty yardage is really piling up for Choctaw.
Preliminary indication is against the Jackets. Holding against the Yellow Jackets, moves the ball back to the 37-yard line. 2nd down and long.
Well, Washington has extended their lead against Vian 21-0 now.
It's a really good matchup. You got to give credit to both of those teams for scheduling each other.
I think is this the 3rd year in a row they've played each other?
I think so. Yes. It may be 4. Williams takes the snap, has a man underneath, and the pass is caught. That's Juju Smith. Makes one man miss, and Juju continues to work his way for the 1st down. Can make some good plays just by dropping the ball off.
Marking down at the 47-yard line in Eagle territory.
Clock running here while we're waiting on the Jackets to get lined up. Play clock is now under 10. And we'll have a timeout called by Choctaw. 1st and 10, 2:32 to go. Jackets threatening to try to get back in this one. They trail by 17. You're watching the Squirtle Game of the Week.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
Welcome back. Choctaw uses a timeout to set up their formation. And first down and 10 to go. Williams drops back under pressure from Lewis. He avoids the pressure, throws one up and throws it away, but it is picked off. He tried to throw it down the field and out of bounds, but the ball stayed in, and you just don't test this Del City secondary that we've talked about all night, how talented it is. And that ball floated, and the Eagles turn away the Yellow Jackets from scoring here before halftime.
And I believe that was a new guy subbed into the game, too, back there in the secondary, Mark. If I looked right, or maybe it was Blake Barker. I couldn't tell.
Third interception of the evening.
Line of scrimmage is the 13-yard line for the Eagles. First down and 10.
And you think if you're Del City here, you obviously – your intention is to put more points on the board before the half, but with 2:22, obviously, getting out of here into halftime with a lead like this.
Well, Del City has no timeouts, and I also think, you want to talk about some successful offense. The successful offense tonight is handing the ball to number one.
Hand it off, right? Sometimes the easiest play is the best play.
He looks like he is a threat to go the distance from anywhere on the field with his speed and explosiveness.
Oh, goodness.
There's a snap. They've had problems with it all night, and Warren falls down on the 1 yard line.
Warren will recover it and lost back to the 1 yard line for the Eagles.
That changes things a little bit.
Clock running at 2:05. And I don't know, again, Goodman is the center for Del City. He's getting a good workout tonight playing on both sides of the ball.
Their snaps have been wide the whole game. I've been noticing that.
Wildcat, Turner gets a good push from his offensive line. So Turner gets him off the shadow of the goal line. Choctaw will use a timeout. They've got 2, so it's third down. The Jackets will hope to force a punt. See you guys. Take care. 1:26 to go. We'll take a timeout with them here. Choctaw trying to get the ball back to put some points on the board to narrow this lead, 26-9, of the Eagles. You're watching the Squirtle Game of the Week.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back to the Squirtle Game of the Week. Mark Rogers, Adam Dieselhorse with you. It is Del City 26, Choctaw 9. The game expected to be perhaps a little closer than it has been so far, but we got another half to play.
We talked about Choctaw having 2 timeouts left, so obviously in this scenario, run, play, timeout, and then try to get something special teams. Well, I was wrong.
It's a big blitz. That ball's thrown up in the air, intended for Damarian Turner. It's incomplete, and they'll have to punt it away.
It's great coverage there.
It's been kind of difficult to discern whether we've had some water breaks earlier in the game or timeouts. But Choctaw, according to the scoreboard, that was the first timeout that they've used in the half, which doesn't seem possible to me.
It's not correct. And there, too, also, I'm just wondering if not handing it off there to get that clock going to make them at least burn that next time out. creates a little bit of a different scenario, whereas you throw an incomplete pass, you still at least have one timeout left, and you're going to have pretty good field position.
It's the first punt of the night for Del City. Rickland Holmes will be punting.
Delay a game.
Delay a game against Del City.
That will be a 2.5-yard penalty.
Result of the penalty will be half the distance to the goal. Repeat fourth down.
Oh, goodness.
That is a safety. We've had difficulty with the snap all night for the Eagles. And that ball goes out of bounds. So Choctaw going to have a chance to potentially get within a possession here with a touchdown and an extra point. 26-11.
It's just really sloppy play here to end the half for Del City.
1:21 left to go in the first half.
You have the miscue on the snap, fumble the snap. Choctaw gets the timeout, throw an incomplete pass, get a penalty. Cost you 2 points and maybe even more now.
Pretty nice job by the DJ here. It takes two. They just got two.
The music's been good.
Two via the safety. If you had a bingo card of a lot of things that were going to happen in a game tonight, we would be close to a blackout.
It's been a lot.
Pick sixes, penalties. Onside, deep onside return, recovery. Safety. Field goal. I think all we're missing is a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, the conversions have been hard to come by. We've had about everything else other than that.
Rickland Holmes and the Eagles getting set to kick off following the safety.
So the Eagles will kick it instead of punting it. And it will be Rickland Holmes doing it.
Mark Blackwell's still tied up at 6.
We need an update on that game.
We need a remote in. Ooh, this is not a good decision.
Ball goes past Juju Smith. And, oh, what a fake. There's another fake.
Juju on the return.
Boy, that was a nice move. A nice little shake back there. And Juju Smith was able to at least salvage some yardage on that return, which bounced past the Choctaw receiving team. Well, we will see what the Jackets have up their sleeve on offense.
First down and 10.
Gaston back in the game at quarterback for Choctaw under heavy pressure, and he throws the ball away.
Throw is incomplete. Aaron Carter applying pressure.
Carter mentioned by the PA. He's had a good game tonight, as you would have expected at the linebacker spot.
Second down and 10.
Four receivers to the wide side, one to the short side of the field for Gaston. Gaston's just going to run with it, and that really didn't fool the Del City defense. A great open field tackle coming up from the secondary by Jashawn McAllister.
The loss back to the 29-yard line.
So, Mark, I got to ask you a question. This may sound like a very ignorant question, but has Has the black hat official that's standing next to the white hat official always been in that spot? I felt like that typically is a spot more closer to the middle of the field, right?
I would say so. Our two officials have left us.
Is this a new
I
thing?
would ask. I don't know. It's a good question.
Richard Castillo.
Definitely playing the free safety position back there.
I mean, you got a free and a strong, and there's no middle linebacker in the middle of the field. I don't know. Maybe they changed some things. Because this one guy's back here really far.
Timeout.
Must have gone to Advanced Laser and Cataract Center. You can see far, you can see near. And I can see a timeout in our future. 32 seconds
great
to
plug,
go.
Mark.
26-11. Del City on top of Choctaw.
Imagine a school with more than 26,000 enrollments per year, cultivating opportunities for students to develop new skills and gain industry-recognized certification. Now imagine a corporate training center that partners with more than 500 local businesses each year, providing a productive and prepared workforce for employers in Oklahoma through customized training. Now, imagine a community resource who believes our business thrives when our community thrives. We aren't just the local VOTEC, we are Autry Technology Center.
So, not real big on paying bank fees? Well, that's okay. It means you're smart with your money and you know how to get a good deal. You're a credit union kind of person, and Communication Federal is your kind of credit union. In fact, Pay Me Checking puts real money right into your account every time you use your Visa debit card, online or in stores. Pay Me Checking, the free account that pays you only from Communication Federal Credit Union.
Choctaw will punt it away. Del City tries to get a little bit of a rush on it. That's a knuckleball received by Adama, and he's got blockers out in front.
Oh, goodness.
Braylon Adama is running through the Choctaw secondary, and I thought maybe that the Eagles might be content to go in at halftime upon receiving that punt, but it was not very good coverage by the Jackets. And I don't know, Del City will at least probably potentially try to run a couple of plays here.
Well, it almost seemed like Choctaw didn't really put on much of a rush, as far as when the punt was made, not a lot of guys were getting downfield. They were almost like in a safety scenario, and so it gave Adama a lot of room to run.
Warren is the quarterback. It looks like that is Carter at the tailback position, or maybe Fields. It's hard to tell from this vantage point. But 37 yards stands between the Eagles and the end zone. Warren's going to throw over the middle, and it is dropped.
Ooh, man, Fields was there.
Incomplete. Intended for number 7, Shaden Green.
Shaden Green couldn't hold on to the football.
Spinning on the play for the Jackets.
The clock was never started on that play.
Warren looking to pass. That one is also dropped right in the numbers.
And pass falls in and out of the hands of number 13, Braylon Walker.
3rd down and 10. Check some scores for you of games going on around the state. See if we have any potential surprises tonight. I mentioned the couple of teams in Class A that we had a chance to see last year. Hominy and Fairview, considered maybe the two teams to beat in that class, are up there. Both having easy times tonight. There goes Fields, and he is stopped. That's McGrew. Perhaps Elijah Swisegood on the tackle. 4th down and 9 to go. And we have an injured player on the field.
Timeout on the field.
Let's take a break. 26-11. It is Del City on top of Choctaw. 4th down and 8 to go for the Eagles. Close to the end here of the first half.
Electricity. That's what we've been about since 1936. Since then, Cimarron's mission of bringing electricity to its members has been nothing short of successful. But over the years, it's become more than that. It's about powering our neighbors' heating in the winter, keeping the lights on at the ball field, and keeping your phones charged to capture those special moments. We are proud to be part of your community. Thank you for being part of Cimarron for all of these years.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
Welcome back. 5 seconds to go in the first half. Del City has 4th down and 9. Let's see what the Eagles decide to do. Fields next to Warren. Jackets bring 4. Warren steps up, and he gets the ball off but incomplete. And we have reached the end of a marathon of a first half. Del City 26, Choctaw 11. Here in the Squirtle game of the week. We'll come back with some scores and analysis at halftime and have the second half for you here from Bill Jensen Field in Choctaw.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Is your spouse's snoring becoming an issue? Have you been told that you need a sleep study but refuse to go into a sleep lab? Then NextGen Sleep is here to help with our innovative solution for the evaluation, testing, and treatment of sleep apnea. NextGen is proud to offer this FDA-approved, convenient, and affordable solution that can be done all from the comfort of your own home. Call today to get started. 405-308-3324 or email us at information@nextgensleep.com.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and rangeland, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Imagine a school with more than 26,000 enrollments per year, cultivating opportunities for students to develop new skills and gain industry-recognized certification. Now imagine a corporate training center that partners with more than 500 local businesses each year, providing a productive and prepared workforce for employers in Oklahoma through customized training. Now, imagine a community resource who believes our business thrives when our community thrives. We aren't just the local Votech, we are Autry Technology Center.
So, not real big on paying bank fees? Well, that's okay. It means you're smart with your money and you know how to get a good deal. You're a credit union kind of person, and Communication Federal is your kind of credit union. In fact, PayMe Checking puts real money right into your account every time you use your Visa debit card, online or in stores. PayMe Checking, the free account that pays you only from Communication Federal Credit Union.
Electricity, that's what we've been about since 1936. Since then, Cimarron's mission of bringing electricity to its members has been nothing short of successful. But over the years, it's become more than that. It's about powering our neighbors' heating in the winter, keeping the lights on at the ball field, and keeping your phones charged to capture those special moments. We are proud to be part of your community. Thank you for being part of Cimarron for all of these years.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkumpregnant.org. That's thinkumpregnant.org.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Is your spouse's snoring becoming an issue? Have you been told that you need a sleep study but refuse to go into a sleep lab? Then Next Gen Sleep is here to help with our innovative solution for the evaluation, testing, and treatment of sleep apnea. Next Gen is proud to offer this FDA-approved, convenient, and affordable solution that can be done all from the comfort of your own home. Call today to get started. 405-308-3324 or email us at information@nextgensleep.com.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and rangeland, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
When your business is agriculture, you want a bank behind you that doesn't cut and run at the first sign that there will be some tough times ahead. There are good years and there are always bad years. At Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, we're here for them all. Agriculture, it's the backbone of our local community. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're here for the long haul. If you're in agriculture, it's time to let Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma make your best even better. Contact a loan officer today. Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, the area's leading lender in agriculture.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Imagine a school with more than 26,000 enrollments per year, cultivating opportunities for students to develop new skills and gain industry-recognized certification. Now imagine a corporate training center that partners with more than 500 local businesses each year, providing a productive and prepared workforce for employers in Oklahoma through customized training. Now, imagine a community resource who believes our business thrives when our community thrives. We aren't just the local VOTEC, we are Autry Technology Center.
So, not real big on paying bank fees? Well, that's okay. It means you're smart with your money and you know how to get a good deal. You're a credit union kind of person, and Communication Federal is your kind of credit union. In fact, Pay Me Checking puts real money right into your account every time you use your Visa debit card, online or in stores. Pay Me Checking, the free account that pays you only from Communication Federal Credit Union.
Electricity, that's what we've been about since 1936. Since then, Cimarron's mission of bringing electricity to its members has been nothing short of successful. But over the years, it's become more than that. It's about powering our neighbors' heating in the winter, keeping the lights on at the ball field, and keeping your phones charged to capture those special moments. We are proud to be part of your community. Thank you for being part of Cimarron for all of these years.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
Welcome back to Bill Jensen Field in Choctaw. Mark Rogers, Adam Dieselhorst. It is 26-11, Del City. Game that has been marked by big plays. 3 touchdowns from Rodney Fields. Southeast High School transfer to Del City was a big addition in the offseason, and he has run wild tonight against the Choctaw defense.
Yeah, you talk about River Warren and him both transferring in, and tonight he's made the biggest impact of the game, and just his speed and his strength has really impressed me. And credit to the big guys up front for Del City, obviously creating those big initial holes. And this game has been what I feel like pretty much controlled by Del City most of the way, outside of just a temporary few possessions where Choctaw kind of looked like they were going to regain the momentum, but. I'd like to see Choctaw get the ball here and put a score on the board so we can make this one close.
I agree. I think Choctaw is just, again, they were alternating quarterbacks. We'll see if they decided to go with one or the other in the second half between the sophomore Gaston and the junior in Williams, who's been, I thought, was pretty good. But both have had interceptions in the game. Gaston has had 2, Williams with 1.
I feel like Gaston, like we talked about earlier, I feel like he's just a little timid throwing the ball, and that kind of changes kind of how Del City can attack them. And not being able to have that passing threat, I think, has been detrimental to Choctaw so far as sustaining drives throughout this game. Both of the scores they had came off of turnovers.
I have a developing situation with my electronics here tonight. I have a computer without a power source. Now it's 16%. And I have a phone at less than 10%. Potentially without a power source as well. So I may borrow your charger here at some point in time to keep going.
I can get you hooked up.
Because I don't know how to live without having, a device that can keep in touch with the rest of the world. So we'll update you with some scores with what's going on. Del City going to get it here to start the second half. And as much as this game, again, has kind of teetered where it could get out of control and one-sided for Del City, the Yellow Jackets have just kind of hung around, had a potential to get it within 1 score near the end of the first half, but threw an interception. Got to give a lot of credit to the Choctaw band who performed at halftime.
And is
that the Cha-Cha Slide?
It is the Cha-Cha Slide. There's been great music played by the PA guy. Mark, hats off to Choctaw's band performance at halftime. I mean, they had props, they had xylophonists, they had, you called it, they had the solo tuba player.
Yeah, and that's maybe some of the finest tuba playing that I've ever heard in my life. They didn't take the field for a while. I mean, they had to place their instruments, and it was kind of like maybe like a diva in New York at an opera that wasn't ready to go on stage just until the right moment. But once they got out there, they killed it.
Oh, they made up for it. Totally.
They were great. Kickoff is deep onside, which worked earlier in the game for Choctaw, is received, and that's where the Eagles will start at the 29-yard line. Excuse me. We've had a great crowd here tonight. People have been admonished for parking in yards and in spots where they shouldn't be, and there's a pretty good-sized parking lot here at Choctaw.
Yeah, anytime you hear PA announcements of if you're blocking a driveway or you're parked in someone's yard, you need to move your car or it's going to get towed, that means there's a good crowd that showed up for your game.
And the facilities here are phenomenal.
So next week, Mark, we for sure have Millwood at Heritage Hall.
That should be a really good game. A lot of talent on that field. Similar to tonight.
Yes, sir.
Fields up the middle. How many times have we seen him just kick it into an extra gear to accelerate through the front of that defense? We lost. What is that was thrown across the field?
I don't know, but I got to tell you something funny. And
you'll like a clipboard.
I got to tell you something funny. So last night when we've mentioned the Covington Timberlake game, you'll appreciate this being a Blackwell guy. We kept thinking there were flags on the field, and it was corn stalks.
What were the corn stalks doing on the field?
Well, obviously everybody knows how warm it's gotten here lately, and we'd had ample amounts of rain in Oklahoma, and so the corn harvest this year is incredible, but it's all starting to dry out, and so the corn stalks were blowing all over the place, and literally there were multiple times that we thought there was a flag on the field, and it was a corn stalk.
They were yellow?
They were yellow, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is impressive. Like the old Crescent Field where they had the big
they had the bamboo in the end zone.
Yeah.
End zone. Mm-hmm.
It's a unique place.
Need to give a shout out to Todd Cameron. He's watching. Actually, he let me know that he said some of us are blocked in here at Choctaw. Like he can't even get out. So he's a Hennessy guy, Todd, and they use our network, HennessyEagles.tv. His son-in-law is one of the assistant coaches here at Choctaw.
Well, I hope he has provisions. It could be a long night. This game may go for a while.
Here, get your charge on there, Mark.
I need to get a little charge. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it very much. (42-14) Muskogee over Enid. Here's some Class 6A scores. It's a good one going on in Edmond. Deer Creek is on top of Edmond North 10-7. That's going back and forth. Another game going back and forth. Moore over Edmond Memorial 24-21. Third down play, and guess what? It's a penalty on Choctaw. First down for Del City. Santa Fe and Jinx might be the game of the night in the Class 6A bracket. 20-20 in the third quarter. Santa Fe pushing Jinx. I believe that the Wolves have beaten the Trojans only one time in the history of the rivalry.
And it seems like they play a lot.
And have played closely.
Yeah.
High-scoring game going on in Sapulpa, or at Sand Springs, between Sapulpa and Sand Springs. The Sandites trail 40-28 to the Chieftains. Fields runs the ball into the middle of the Choctaw defense, going nowhere.
Saw a score come across the ticker. O'Keene leads Pawn Creek Hunter. That's another small school game. O'Keene, Tanner Allen, the new head coach there, is a Laverne native, won a handful of state championships and had a great couple of years at Winoka. Runner-up a couple times and took over the helm at O'Keene, looking to bring them back.
Talked to him at the Diesel Horse Orthopedics Golf Tournament.
That was a fun day. It's hot.
Tough course there at Cherokee Hills. Very challenging. Warren drops back, rolls to his right, throws the ball downfield, and has a man. That is caught. First down on a big pass play. That is Blake Barker, who starts in the secondary and alternates in that Del City receiving corps. And you have to give Warren some credit being able to find some time and then find an open man for a big play.
I'll tell you what I like about Warren. Warren does a really good job, and the receivers do. They had receivers all on deep routes there, and a great job by Barker breaking his route off, and just a good toss there by Warren. Warren's got some sweet kicks, some cleats. He's got the Jordan Lowe cleats on, Jordan 1s.
Fields takes it around the edge. And just look at him outrun the defense. What a play. Fields continues to go down to the 5-yard line. We have a penalty that's going to bring this back, but he outran the Choctaw defense laterally and then turns north and south and just gets into the clear. What a performance tonight by Rodney Fields.
And Mark, have you heard it all? There's got to be schools looking at him, right?
He's small, but as far as a running back goes, I don't think that should be a detriment. There are a lot of running backs that are small, but that type of explosiveness is not really – I haven't seen in many players.
Well, you talk about, stature. It seems as if, though, in the spread, kind of concept that people are running. I mean, anytime you have a big, strong, athletic back, you obviously – that's a good thing. But these smaller running backs are taking advantage of these spread offenses. I mean, Deuce Vaughn, you look at, obviously I think Darren Sproles kind of started that deal. But there's a lot of smaller running backs that have a lot of success, and he kind of has those same kind of attributes about him.
He definitely does. Some kind of run, and unfortunately it was wiped out.
First down and long.
Warren again straight back to pass. Fires one over the middle, and it is picked off. Threw it into coverage, and Juju Smith is a playmaker, and he's about to make one. He is into the clear. He's at the 20. Only Warren can stop him, and Warren drags him down at the 11-yard line, and another momentum shift in this game. Warren threw a beautiful ball, but into double coverage, and Juju Smith made something happen and took it back 70 yards all the way to the Eagles' 10-yard line.
Well, in that time, I gave Warren a lot of credit before for making something out of nothing. That time he threw it into a crowd. Big mistake there by Warren. Great momentum changer for Choctaw. Choctaw needs to punch it in here.
So a chance for the Yellow Jackets. Again, a touchdown and an extra point makes this a one-possession game where it seems like Del City has been dominant through most of the action here tonight.
First down and 10 for the Jackets at the 11.
Motion from Childs. Childs takes the handoff. Childs is loose, and he's going to score. Choctaw answers 26-17.
Like you said, Mark, just like that, we're a conversion away from a one-possession game.
So the Jackets are going to line up and go for two. It's going to be a quarterback sweep. Gaston is in. He's in for the score. 26-19 after the Del City turnover and return by Juju Smith. We got a new ball game. 26-19. 9:04 to go in the third quarter. You're watching the Squirtle Game of the Week. Eddie Smith.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Welcome back to Bill Jensen Field here on the Squirtle Game of the Week. It is 26-19. And we thought at the beginning of the night that this one would be close. It's been a game that's really been dominated by defense, yet is still somewhat high scoring here. 26-19 with 9:04 to go. Eagles kickoff and into the clear. One man to beat. And a crunching block. And as it feels, it's going to go the distance for the kickoff return. My goodness, what a game from Rodney Fields. He goes over 90 yards. And some great blocking help on the other side of the run from the Eagles kickoff return team. And momentum just keeps going back and forth in this game.
I mean, we talked about all the great players on the field tonight. And there is one standing out so far in this game, and it's Rodney Fields. He has been a very impressive player.
And we received some texts from several people during the break, and he is committed to Oklahoma State, which I think that's a great move for the Cowboys.
Injury timeout on the field.
LaDainian Fields committed to go to TCU. We haven't heard a lot from LaDainian Fields tonight, although he is playing on both sides of the football. And the Eagles really haven't had to throw the football tonight. It's been return game, interceptions, and running from Rodney Fields.
Well, and quite the answer for Del City. It seems like they have had answers every time. The thing that Del City has not done is taken the next step to kind of put the game away. And credit to Choctaw, obviously, for making big plays. But there's also been some critical mistakes by Del City, I think.
We'll see what happens here with the extra point. Taking a little bit of a breather for a water break here. But Del City has had problems with the snap all game long. Here are some other scores that we will update you on across the state tonight. This one going back and forth. Piedmont all over Noble tonight, Class 5A, 52-12. Poto defeats Bishop Kelly 24-21. Bishop McGinnis scored 21 unanswered points to come back and lead Putnam City 21-14. Good game going on in Little Dixie. McAllister is at Broken Bow, 13-13 in the fourth. Between a couple of those longtime rivals. Not very far to the west of us here tonight. Carl Albert leads Coweta 24-7 in the third quarter. And now that game out to 38-10 in the fourth quarter. Del City, it looks like they are going to line up and go for this in the Wildcat formation. Check that. It is the pistol with Warren. Motion from Braylon Adama, left to right. Fake to Fields. Throws the slant. Come back and get some confidence for Warren as he completes the two-point conversion pass. And so that makes the game now 34-19 in favor of the Eagles.
Well, big conversion there. Neither team has done a great job today converting, but the last two scores have been conversions. And I think, in a game like this where you've got one or two scores, a two-point conversion or an extra point is going to make the difference.
8:49 left to go in the third quarter. Score down Del City, 34. Choctaw, 19.
Well, I tell you what, if I were the Choctaw defense, I would probably challenge Del City to try to throw the football maybe a little more when they get it back. 4 touchdowns tonight for Rodney Fields. This has been an unbelievable debut as a Del City Eagle. 90-plus yard kickoff return, It's got to be over 100 yards on the ground.
He's just so dynamic, and he's just got such elite burst. And then once he gets in the open field, it's a great job. On that kick return, he was looking behind him. That's hard to do and keep your speed. Very impressive. Big props to the PA guy. This music has been on point all night.
It's been a second half full of line dancing.
If anyone here notices down towards the 20-yard line on Choctaw side of the field to the north, that is not someone wearing a Squirtle shirt. That is Justin Tender working for the TV station, but his shirt does look very Squirtle-esque.
He looks like an old school tennis ball, but I think has done that on purpose so they can see him. Oh, we have a fumble on the kickoff.
They got it back.
And I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good way to do it. You fumble it into the hands of a guy that can run like Corey Childs, and good things happen. I'll tell you, it has just been so hot.
Yes.
The last couple of weeks, and you wonder if tonight, it being warm as it is, it's just neither one of these teams are executing, I think, at the level that they would want to be when we head into district play. And I will be impressed with this Del City team as the game goes along if there's not some kind of signs of fatigue, because they are utilizing a lot of these players on both sides of the football.
Yeah, for the most part, I think the refs done a good job stopping play to give them water breaks. Haven't been a lot of cramps. There's been some injuries, but not a lot of cramps.
It's Landon Gaston at quarterback. Going to run the quarterback draw. This may be the most effective part of Gaston's game, as he's a big player. Gaston was able to get 7 yards. Gatson hands it off to Childs. He's stripped up.
Good play there by number 8, Tavon Johnson.
That is Simmons in the backfield, I believe. And not Childs. Very similar looking players. This is just going to be a quarterback sweep. A great job of setting the edge, but an even better job of fighting for the yards. Jarvis Kelly turned Gaston inside, but it is not enough for the first down.
And Gaston needs to be careful there, because he was chicken winging that ball and almost got stripped out that time by Del City, so kind of keep an eye on that. He's not, keeping that in his pocket.
All right, big play for Choctaw, trying to stay in this one. And this is going to be some kind of trick play, I can promise you. There's 20's going to take the snap. And they did fool the Del City defense. We could see that one from up here, but it did kind of catch the Del City defense off guard. Nathan Kiefer walked over and then got under center and goes 5 yards for the first down. Gaston back to pass, and his ball is intercepted. It's the 4th interception of the night for the Del City defense. Great job by the Eagles, Demarion Turner, to pick off that pass.
That's just been, I know that Del City's had some big turnovers, but, man, the inability for Choctaw to throw the ball, it's been difficult.
Especially when, you've had Steele Wassel, the quarterback there for the last 3 years, who's now playing at Akron, who was just a prolific overall player but he really could wing it. And they've just not had the passing element as part of their game tonight.
Ball's placed at the 24-yard line. Dale City will take possession following the turnover.
4 interceptions by the Del City defense tonight, and a special teams touchdown.
Well, you talked about their secondary before we started this game, and they've come up big in this one.
Warren returns to the offense with Fields next to him. Fields, change of direction, but it didn't fool the defense.
I think that was Shaden Green that time, a new player. And
Shaden Green is getting some run in there. Rashad Arnett made a good stop on Shaden Green.
Loss of about a yard. 2nd down and 11.
And movement.
Flag is down.
Is that the first penalty we've had in the second half?
No, it was not.
Illegal procedure. It's the preliminary signal from
It seems like there's been fewer penalties in the second half.
I think so.
Than the first half.
I would agree with that. It's a fair assessment.
Del City is going backwards.
Second down and long from the 18.
Warren steps up and throws a strike.
Pass complete to number 3, Darius Palmer.
Palmer picks up 9 on the receiving end of that Warren toss.
It's a great route concept there by Del City. They've been running that all night.
3rd down and 8.
Choctaw brings pressure. And look at this pass. There was contact over there on a potential out and up, but a ball was thrown to the inside of the receiver, and Choctaw's defense picks up what appears to be a stop here. 5:29 to go in the third quarter.
Applying the pressure. 4th down for Del City.
Punt is away, and that ball will bounce and take a Eagles roll, pick up an extra 13 yards on the punt from Holmes, and that's where Choctaw will take over. We'll take a quick break. 5:29 to go in the third. Del City up by 15 over Choctaw.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers to...
New quarterback in.
Cash Williams finds, I believe that's Smith underneath.
Pass is complete to Juju.
Del City has done a fine job of tackling an open space tonight. They really are very good at that on defense, and it is not easy to stop a guy with the elusiveness of Juju Smith.
2nd down and 7.
Williams.
Ooh.
Makes a man miss. He's loose down the sidelines. 45, 30. Look at his speed. And he is able to take it out of bounds. But that's a nice run.
1st down, Jackets.
Now, is Cash committed anywhere baseball-wise?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think so.
So he's a draftable kid then, so that's probably why.
Right.
Correct.
I think so. And he's done a good job playing defense tonight as well.
Yeah, I would agree. He's a good football player.
Going to keep the ball again. Raylan Adama is in there with a big group of other Eagles, the defensive line. And it looks like we get another potential unsportsmanlike penalty. Saw one of the Eagles go flying. Not sure which side this is on. It's on Del City.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call against Del City.
Choctaw fans like that.
The result of the penalty moves the ball to the 10-yard line. First down and goal for the Jackets.
So just like that, Choctaw has taken it all the way to a first and goal situation. Williams fighting down to the 3-yard line.
Gash will keep it inside the 5 near the 3-yard line.
Edmond Memorial has taken the lead on Moore, 28-24. 5 minutes to go in that one.
And number 44.
Jinx has gone ahead against Edmond Santa Fe 26-20. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Of course, it looks like Class 6A Division I.
Second down and goal.
Big wins on opening night for Bixby and Union to be the top two teams. Williams pushes in, touchdown. Choctaw. In this back and forth affair.
That's a penalty.
Has scored, and we have more penalties.
Yeah. Looked like one of the Choctaw linemen threw a punch.
Now, when the lights go out, anything can happen.
I know. That makes it a little tough. Yeah. Usually the second guy always gets caught. It looked like number 70 was in the mix there. I don't.
Dead ball. Personal foul against Choctaw.
This will make the extra point problematic, and it's a big extra point.
I know
here.
it is.
So they need at least the single point to get back within a one-possession game. What is going on?
What's happening?
I have no idea what's happening. What is going on? Oh, we've got people shooting.
Oh, my goodness. Where?
I don't know. People are down on the field. That's crazy. Oh, man.
Everybody get down.
I think
Everybody get down.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
All right, welcome back to Bill Jensen Field here in Choctaw. Not quite sure exactly what has happened here. It potentially was some automatic weapons being fired. At least it sounded like that. There's been a lot of panic. The Del City side evacuated, but I don't know. That's obviously something that's never happened in my broadcast career, Adam.
Man.
To see something, but you could tell that there was some kind of panic on the opposite side, and the scene has kind of continued to unfold here. And most of the activity is across the field. That would be on the east side of the visitor stands. So I had a text that said someone thought that it could have been fireworks from the LED display. I'm not sure. But to me, it definitely sounded at times like there was gunfire and people clearly moving from the northeast side of the field to get away from that end of the field.
Yeah. And like you said, it's really tough to see something like that, to see kids, on a football field playing a game and, running, not even really knowing where to run to. And the same scenario with the students and the fans from the opposite side of the field, as well as the fans over here. And like you said, Mark, we went off air there for a minute, and it's still been for the last 15, 20 minutes just a lot of uncertainty, people running in kind of different directions. It seems like it's calmed down now. There's a pretty large police presence now across the way currently in the parking lot. So, like you said, we're not going to make assumptions here, but I'm guessing with all the police showing up that it probably was what we assumed to be shots that were fired. And there were multiple for sure. I mean, I don't know how many, but it's definitely an unfortunate thing.
Well, it appeared initially there were a couple of people that were laying on the field in which you assume the worst. I think that those people are fine. And so it does not appear to be anyone that has been shot, at least on the field where we can see. Now, I'm not sure what's going on outside the stadium. We can find out. But very scary situation here at Choctaw tonight.
Yeah, and I think, you and I talked about it just coming back on live because there's a lot of questions out there and people asking, and so we wanted to hop just back on to kind of let people know the scenario. Obviously, we don't know everything that's going on, but like Mark said, Mark's been covering high school sports for a really long time in this state, and kind of the look he had on his face when he turned to me once we all kind of realized what was going on, it obviously is just – I don't even really know how to explain it.
It was hard to try to figure out what to do. I was trying to get down to duck and potentially, not be in harm's way from any kind of shot that would come towards the press box. But, wow. I'll tell you what, I think the situation here has calmed down somewhat. People are walking around a little more freely on the field, and I believe that's good news. So hopefully no one has been injured here tonight, and those that are responsible for those actions are being taken away. We got a couple of Del City players are coming down the stairs. We have a couple of security guard. Yeah. And more police cars are showing up here on the opposite side of the stadium.
What a scary deal.
The home stands, let's see, there's still a few people here on the home side of things. I think we are most certainly finished playing football tonight. Cell phone service here is almost also dead. It's almost impossible to send texts.
What's crazy, that is true. Yeah, I'm obviously getting a lot of texts too as well, but we just felt, like you said, Mark, felt necessary just to hop back on here because I know there are a lot of questions out there on social media and a lot of people asking questions. So as it looks currently, like you said, it looks as if, though, things are calm in the playing area right now at least. Scary thing, you don't know how to handle a situation like this. How do you get everybody to safety? Where is the safest place to go in this scenario? And I think that's what we saw there for about 15 minutes. Just the crowds running in a lot of different directions, and it's really unfortunate. But it seems like kind of what you mentioned. Most of the most of the police presence is across the way in the parking lot.
And it continues to kind of move around. Tell you what, that'll probably do it for us tonight, unless I don't think that we need to cover any more like live events. It looks like some of the police presence is moving on, and I haven't really seen any ambulance. So again, that's some good news. But it was a game tonight that was certainly a great performance by Rodney Fields with 4 touchdowns. And hate to see it end like this, 34-25.
I think for the most part, everybody that has been up in our press box is still up here. I don't think anybody's left over here, like you said earlier.
Looks like there are some EMTs over there now on the opposite sidelines. So. And I think, again, most of the Del City football players I don't know where they've gone. I don't know if they're back here behind on the south side of the field.
Yeah, it seems like there's quite a few of the players who were kind of back behind where the Choctaw band was, down on I guess that'd be the south end zone. But like you said, Mark, it's just kind of utter chaos, really. For the most part. I mean, you saw a lot of the Choctaw kids run towards the Choctaw locker room, and I believe a lot of Del City kids ran that way too as well, because across the way up the hill on the visitor side, though, what sounds that we heard, not knowing what they were, but that's where they were coming from.
Well, yeah, you're right. And then here in the home stands, it was just hard to tell for people which way that they would try to leave. And then, even a couple of subsequent scares in the following minutes after that. But I'll tell you what, I'll never forget the rest of my life, the actions of people on the field with not knowing exactly what was going on. I mean, It was just total chaos and pandemonium with people running in different directions and then hearing the noises of, what apparently was automatic weapon fire. But we'll know more about that, I think, as the night goes on.
And like you said, Mark, that was the other thing, too. That continued to happen for multiple periods of time because, like I said, I don't think anybody knew really where to go initially. I'm kind of at a loss for words, obviously, kind of like you are. I mean, we did get I think the PA guy here did a great job of telling everybody to, duck down, and he was announcing that and letting people know that. So just a really scary deal, unfortunate deal.
If you're trying to locate a child, if you're trying to locate a parent, you can gather at the weight room, which is over here on the northwest corner of the facility. Children are there, safe, in the northwest wing of the Fieldhouse facility, or southwest corner, northwest wing.
PA announcers making that an announcement if there are parents and children that have been separated to meet in the weight room. And again, my texts are not really going in and out here. I'm sure there's a ton of people on the phone getting some texts from the Channel 5 newsroom that are coming through. So what a night.
Yeah, and incredible organization. Kudos to Choctaw for, obviously it looks like they've set up a safe spot, as Mark just mentioned. And if there happens to be people still listening to the live stream that have relatives at Choctaw and they're looking for a family member and they weren't here to hear the PA, the announcement, as Mark mentioned, was that family members can locate any family members or kids or students at the indoor facility, which I believe is to the north and kind of west side of the field here.
Got some more ambulances coming in on the north side of the stadium right now. and still quite a few police cars. We called the game across the way last year, and there's a concession stand right there that's a trailer where they serve hamburgers. And, I mean, for someone to be able to drive in there if they were going to fire shots out of an automobile would have been very difficult to escape the way that the parking lot's configured. Now, if it was someone that was standing there, that would have been a different situation. And as I'm saying, I have no idea what's going on over there. Hopefully,
it doesn't look great.
Hopefully,
honestly.
There's no one that is hurt.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, I really do. And like you said, kudos to first responders, kudos to police officers that we saw sprinting over there earlier on. We even just moments ago saw additional police officers running across that way too as well.
If you can remember back to basketball season, there was a shooting at Del City High School following a basketball game there early in the season. So a lot of speculation as to being some issues between certain schools and athletes and things that have happened. But hopefully everyone is okay on the other side of the stadium.
And like you said, Mark, obviously, you know, if you're familiar with Choctaw Stadium, it looks as if though whatever did occur, obviously any assumption that we would make would be an assumption, happened to the north and east side of the stadium is what it looks like, because that's where a majority of the first responders are. It looks like they're kind of in an area where Del City actually dresses.
I'm going to walk next door real fast here and see if we can find out if they know any more information. There isn't any state of panic right now here. People are walking around freely, even walking up those stairs near where all of the police activity is.
Yeah, Mark, if you want to walk over, that's fine with me. I'll stay on live here just for a moment and see if they know anything.
Go find out what's going on real fast.
As Mark goes over there, just a quick reminder, we're going to stay on live just for a little bit longer, as there's obviously a lot of uncertainty here, and we're going to keep the stream on until we have an idea of what's exactly is going on. So I don't think they're going to let us leave the stadium until things are safe. So. For those that may be tuning in, the game obviously has been delayed and postponed, obviously, considering this situation. We are staying on live just until we are able to leave the stadium. And Mark stepped over to the middle booth to try to get some additional information from Choctaw's administration that is up here in the press box alongside us.
Really no information from the press box. The press box is incredibly crowded out there. You cannot move.
I think a lot of people ran up here into the press box.
No, that's accurate. There are a ton of people in there. And everyone in the press box, a lot of the people in there, eyewitnesses said for sure shots were fired on the opposite side of the field. I didn't know how many, but they had said for a period of time that several eyewitnesses to those shots being fired.
Well, we've made the decision to just go ahead and stay on. I mean, they're not going to let us probably leave here anytime soon anyway, and so I know there's a lot of questions and uncertainty out there. So if we can provide any bit of information, we'll put it out there. Obviously, anything we know factually, but for the time being, we're kind of in a wait mode too as well. But it does seem as if, though, we're starting to see Choctaw football players come into the stands, obviously hugging their family members, and it seems like Mark had mentioned, seems like it's obviously calmed down quite a bit.
A lot of the Del City players are congregated back behind where the Choctaw band would be. That's the far south side of the stadium here. And we're getting reports that there are multiple people wounded.
Obviously, that's coming off of social media, so
there. Just from the looks of where we are, and not being anyone that was attended to, again, there were people down on the field as the shots happened. There was at least 2 people on the field that were motionless that when I got down to take cover thought that these people have passed away. But fortunately, they got up and they were fine, but most of any would-be injuries look like they have taken place outside the stadium.
And there's more ambulances showing up too, which is that's obviously very unfortunate. There's one now on the south end of the stadium and also another one on the north end.
What's this?
Looks like there's somebody going into that ambulance right there. And just obviously to reiterate, what a just sad situation. I mean, to be somebody like you, Mark, that's covered high school sports for however many decades, and, my time of following it's been much shorter, but I'm getting up there in age too. I've never seen anything like that in my life, and it is very, very unfortunate that we live in a world currently where that's something we have to think about and something that happens during a sporting event.
Well, that's absolutely true. It's sad, but I think that there's a growing number of people that experience situations like this more and more every day after we see things like this. Wish I had the answers to be able to figure something out that could help, and I know a lot of people believe that they do, but this is more and more and more police, ambulance, fire continue to show up here at Bill Jensen Field on the northeast corner of the stadium.
And like you said, as ambulances are leaving, there's more that are showing up too as well. So here's another one coming in on the other end as one is exiting. So
it was right around 10:12 when the shots were fired and players from both sides began to run off of the field. And the incident, I would say, lasted for at least a minute to 2. And then I think some subsequent scares after that. And there were immediately some first responders on the other side of the field, but it wasn't a great presence. It wasn't anything like we're seeing now.
But amazing. I mean, it is amazing how fast these first responders got here, Mark. I mean, you mentioned it, and there were some people over there initially, but, man, within a matter of minutes there were a ton of lights. There were ambulances that showed up quick. And we obviously saw, additional police presence, and we've seen a handful of police officers, come across the field to the other side. But just can't even begin to mention. I know I've said it multiple times. It's just really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate to see these kids' faces that we see. There's a cheerleader down here leaned up against the railing crying. I mean, it's just awful that that's something these kids have to experience.
No doubt. And the game tonight was marred some by penalties. Halftime band performance was awesome. Just the pageantry here at Choctaw tonight with the new scoreboard and everything that was going on. It was such a, kind of a great scene early in the year and a lot of pride in the community here. And it's tough to see this now.
Yeah, and there is I don't know if you noticed across the way, Mark, over there at Del City, there's quite a few of the co-eds that are down, sitting towards the front rows over there. And when it all happened, there was a lot of people running in different directions, but a lot of they were close over there to what happened, especially the band that's over kind of on the north side. And just awful to see that scene. Looks like a few more ambulances that just showed up too as well. It seems as if though there's been about the same amount of lights over there, really, maybe just a few less right now. And like I said, we don't have any direct reports. Anything that we're getting is coming in secondary. We decided to just stay on just because I know there's a lot of unknowns out there, so we wanted to go ahead and stay on live, try to give as much information as we possibly could.
And the parking lot across the way, I've been in this parking lot many times when it's been full. I mean, there's just really no way that you're getting around in that parking lot and doing anything quickly. And no idea what caused the shots to be fired or anything. Del City's football team is back here again behind the scoreboard. Looks like Coach Jones is talking to his team.
Yeah, like you said, Mark, Coach Jones has got his team huddled up down here. I mean, that's a really tough part of it too. You've seen these athletes running all over the place in different directions and not knowing where to go. And then, I apologize if we're reiterating a lot of things, but I know there's some people that are tuning in now, maybe. But the scene was wild. I mean, and it occurred multiple times after it happened because I think nobody really knew where to go or what to do.
No more ambulances have left. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. But there's still several over there.
Well, and I've said it a bunch, but kudos to the first responders. It didn't take them long, and they were here quick. And obviously, a lot of ambulances it seems as if, though, I don't want to make assumptions, but it seems as if, though, at least 3 or 4 ambulances have already left. At least that's what it looked like to me. And, Mark, I could be wrong, but you've been kind of looking over that way, the same direction as me. So,
ladies and gentlemen, please proceed calmly to your vehicles at this moment, and you can exit the stadium safely. Go west on 10th Street away from the high school. Once again, you may safely return your vehicles.
So they're telling everyone to leave. I'm going to walk over there and see what I can find out. I think I'm going to do a little report on Channel 5.
Okay.
And then we'll be back in touch. Do you want to sign off here? Or
yeah, I think we probably should. I think that obviously they've, as Mark just mentioned, they've let everybody know that it's safe to leave now, and so everybody is able to leave the stadium. And Mark, any final words? Obviously, I mean, you know, I know we've been talking a lot, but I'm kind of at a loss for words at the moment. So Mark's hopping over to take a call with Channel 5 real quick. So.
Yeah, I will. Give me a couple seconds. I'll call you back.
Final words, Mark?
Well, like I said, it's a sad ending. We hope that everyone's okay. Hope there's no one injured seriously here, and hopefully the guys that did this will be apprehended and taken care of. But look like both these teams are going to be pretty good this year, and we'll look forward to hopefully having some football and less news next week.
Yeah, no doubt. And kudos, obviously, to the first responders and the police force, and obviously kudos to Choctaw and Del City's administration. They've done a great job of handling this situation. And be sure to tune in next week, obviously, on Squirtle, as we'll have more games.